Everyone is telling you that coding is dead. They say that in a few years your IDE will be a relic of the past. AI demos show a single prompt building a full app in seconds, and suddenly your 4-year degree or the bootcamp you're grinding through feels obsolete. But there's a massive lie hidden inside that narrative. And if you don't understand it, you might walk away from one of the greatest career opportunities of the 21st century right before it actually begins. We need to talk about what's really happening in the tech industry, because that anxiety you feel when a new AI update drops, that knot in your stomach, it's real, but it's also being manipulated. Before we break down why so many people are completely misreading the future of software, do me a quick favor. If you're trying to keep up with the AI revolution and want a grounded perspective on where all of this is going, hit like and subscribe. I get it. You're seeing the headlines. Devin replaces engineers. GPT-5 writes perfect Python. You look at your screen, your half-finished React project, and you start thinking, why am I even doing this? Why spend hours debugging when a chatbot can supposedly do it in seconds? It feels like you're training for a marathon while everyone else just bought a car. By the end of this video, I'll show you why the so-called death of coding is actually the beginning of something far more powerful and far more lucrative. But first, we need to understand what AI is really doing to the job market. It's not replacing programmers. It's doing something much more subtle. Think about the early days of the internet. If you knew HTML in 1995, you were basically a wizard. You could charge huge money just to build a simple web page. Then tools like WordPress and Squarespace appeared. Suddenly, writing HTML wasn't special anymore. It became a commodity. The people who only knew how to write tags disappeared, but the people who understood why businesses needed websites became the architects of the modern digital economy. And right now, we're living through the same moment for software development. If your value as a developer is just turning tickets into code, then yes, you should be worried. AI is faster and cheaper at that job. But here's what nobody talks about. As the cost of writing code drops toward zero, the value of deciding what to build and how to build it securely skyrockets. We're entering an era of almost infinite code, and that creates problems AI alone can't solve. And that's why this whole idea of the prompt engineer, who just types one sentence and builds the next billion-dollar company, it's mostly a fantasy. Writing code is actually the easiest part of software engineering. The hard part is the logic, the edge cases, the security, and how a system handles a million users hitting the database at once. Think of building a house. AI is the most powerful power tool ever created. It can hammer nails at lightning speed, but if you can't read or design the blueprint, all that tool will do is help you build a crooked house faster. I've seen junior developers generate hundreds of lines of AI code they don't understand. It works for a few minutes, until one strange input crashes the system, and they have no idea where to start fixing it. That's the black box trap, and it's why senior engineers aren't afraid of AI. They're using it to become 10 times more productive, while those who ignore the fundamentals fall behind. This is where everything changes. In the past, developers spent most of their time fighting syntax, and only a small part solving real problems. Now that ratio is flipping. Whether you like it or not, you're being promoted from a construction worker to a site foreman. The industry doesn't need people who memorize library documentation. It needs people who can design and orchestrate complex systems. If you're a student right now, your job isn't just to learn Python. It's to learn how to solve problems using Python. Even if Python disappeared tomorrow, the logic behind loops, data structures, and APIs would still be yours. That's your moat. AI doesn't have intent. It doesn't understand the why. It simply predicts the next token. You're the only one in the room with real intent. Now you might be thinking, that sounds great in theory, but how do I get a job when entry-level roles already want years of experience and AI skills? It's frustrating. The bar keeps moving, and it feels like you're chasing a target while the ground shifts under your feet. But history tells a different story. Every time technology makes a task easier, demand doesn't disappear, it grows. When Excel appeared, people thought accountants were finished. Instead, the number of accounting jobs increased because suddenly every business could afford advanced financial modeling. The same thing is happening with code. Companies that never could afford custom software will now want it, and small businesses will start building their own tools. The total amount of code in the world is about to explode. We don't have fewer jobs. We have a shortage of people who know how to use AI to build reliable systems. So how do you stay irreplaceable? First, Stop treating AI like a cheat code and start treating it like a pair programmer. If AI writes a function, you should be able to explain every line. If you can't, you're not learning, you're just outsourcing your career. Second, focus on what AI struggles with: system design, security, human-centered UX, and domain expertise. If you understand both technology and an industry like healthcare or finance, you become incredibly valuable because AI can't bridge that gap on its own. And third, stop worrying about which language is winning. The real winners are the people who adapt the fastest. The golden age of the lazy programmer is over. You can't just copy from Stack Overflow and expect a six-figure salary anymore. But the golden age of creators is just beginning. Today, a single developer can build what once required an entire team. That's not a threat. It's a superpower. The only people who should be afraid are the ones who wanted coding to be a static, learn-it-once skill. But if you're here because you love building, because you're curious, and because you want to solve the world's messiest problems, the future has never looked better for you. If this video helped clear the fog a bit, hit like, subscribe, and maybe send this to a friend who's currently spiraling over a ChatGPT demo. The world doesn't need fewer coders. It needs better thinkers. Go build something. I'll see you in the next one.